at the 2026 State of the City Address. Join us at Embassies of Christ, 4285 Cleveland Street at 2 p.m. Reserve your seat on Eventbrite or watch live on Facebook and YouTube.
Belly friends. Yeah. Gary Street's alive. We bring the vibe. Food truck Fridays, pull up with your crew, your tribe. Music bumping, games popping. We be feeling right. 5 to 8, 6 in Broadway. Every Friday night, come early, grab a spot. Taste the flavor, good eats. In a moment, just a link. Family, friends, good vibes. Downtown, we ignite. Food, fun, and vibe. Food truck Friday, fun for every day.
Need a midweek reset? Wind Down Wednesday is your time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the vibe. Experience live music, great food, and a smooth atmosphere right here in the city of Gary. Turn your Wednesday into a moment worth enjoying.
Gary, summer just got epic. The Greater Gary Music Fest. One night of music, vibes, and unforgettable energy. We're bringing an amazing lineup you don't want to miss. Saturday, June 27th. Stay tuned, mark your calendar, and experience the hottest concert of the summer right here in Gary. Gary, this is your moment. The 2300 Jackson Street Block Party is here. Saturday, August 29th through Sunday, August 30th, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're taking over Roosevelt High School, 730 West 25th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. Food trucks, live music, games, community, 2 full days of energy, culture, and family fun. The 2300 Jackson Street Block Party, only in Gary.
2300 Jackson Street.
The city of Gary is on the move. On April 28th, Mayor Eddie D. Melton will share our accomplishments, the obstacles we've overcome, and the vision for our future at the 2026 State of the City Address. Join us at Embassies of Christ, 4285 Cleveland Street at 2 p.m. Reserve your seat on Eventbrite or watch live on Facebook and YouTube.
Belly friends. Gary Street's alive. We bring the vibe. Food truck Fridays, pull up with your crew, your tribe. Music bumping, games popping. We be feeling right. 5 to 8, 6 in Broadway. Every Friday night, come early, grab a spot. Taste the flavor, good eats. In a moment, just a link. Family, friends, good vibes. Downtown, we ignite. Food, fun, and vibe. Food truck Friday, fun for every day.
Need a midweek reset? Wind Down Wednesday is your time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the vibe. Experience live music, great food, and a smooth atmosphere right here in the city of Gary. Turn your Wednesday into a moment worth enjoying.
Gary, summer just got epic. The Greater Gary Music Fest. One night of music, vibes, and unforgettable energy. We're bringing an amazing lineup you don't want to miss. Saturday, June 27th. Stay tuned, mark your calendar, and experience the hottest concert of the summer right here in Gary. Gary, this is your moment. The 2300 Jackson Street Block Party is here. Saturday, August 29th through Sunday, August 30th, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're taking over Roosevelt High School, 730 West 25th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. Food trucks, live music, games, community, 2 full days of energy, culture, and family fun. The 2300 Jackson Street Block Party, only in Gary.
2300 Jackson Street.
The city of Gary is on the move. On April 28th, Mayor Eddie D. Melton will share our accomplishments, the obstacles we've overcome, and the vision for our future at the 2026 State of the City Address. Join us at Embassies of Christ, 4285 Cleveland Street at 2 p.m. Reserve your seat on Eventbrite or watch live on Facebook and YouTube.
Family friends. Yeah. Gary Street's alive. We bring the vibe. Food truck Fridays, pull up with your crew, your tribe. Music bumping, games popping. We be feeling right. 5 to 8, 6 in Broadway. Every Friday night, come early, grab a spot, taste the flavor, good eats. In the moment, just a link. Family, friends, good vibes downtown. We ignite. Food, fun, and vibe. Food truck Friday, fun for every day.
Need a midweek reset? Wind Down Wednesday is your time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the vibe.
Good morning. I'd like to call to order the City of Gary Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for April 15th, 2026 to order. Please join me and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to have roll call to confirm that we have quorum in a legal meeting, please.
Member Beck. Member Allen.
Present.
Secretary Morgan. Present. Vice President Dumas.
Present.
President Suggs.
Present.
President, there are 4 present and 1 absent.
With 4 members present, we have quorum and a legal meeting. We can conduct the meeting for Board of Public Works and Safety. I'd like to have a motion to entertain item 3, the approval of the meeting minutes from April 8th of 2026.
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Discussion on the motion. Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The minutes from April 8th, 2026 have been approved. At this point, I want to change our agenda a little bit and skip item 4 and move on to item 5 until our controller gets here, and go on to correspondence and agreements, please.
Mr. President, there's correspondence from the engineering department. We have a bid opening. This is for 2026 electrical annual rates. The first submission is from Great Lakes Electrical Maintenance.
Mr. Allen, can you pull your mic down?
Oh, sorry. This is now the bid opening for electrical annual rates for the year 2026. The first submission is from Great Lakes Electrical Maintenance, located at 3817 Hayes Street, Gary, Indiana. Okay, included is maintenance rates, again, for electrical maintenance services that pertain to streetlights, traffic signals, and anything electrical that the city owns and maintains. Listed are hourly rates for straight time, overtime, and double time, and then also equipment hourly rates for service truck, boom truck, and auger truck. Next, we have from Shine 2 Lightning USA, LLC, located at 708 Armstrong Drive, Buffalo Grove, Illinois. So listed here from Shine 2, again, are just schedules of hourly labor rates for streetlight retrofitting with different mounting heights with hourly rates. Looks like this one just pertains to streetlights maintenance throughout the city and within the parks. Next, we have for Midwestern Electric, located at 1620 East Chicago Avenue in East Chicago, Indiana. This is labeled inside commercial and parking lot lighting, labor and material rates for 2026. Okay, and then listed is a long list of per hour for different personnel labor rates, as well as equipment rates for all the machinery that and man crews that Midwestern Electric possesses. And again, this is for General Electric service, for interior electrical and parking lot lighting. And also from Midwestern Electric, this is for traffic and street lighting, labor and material rates throughout the city for the year 2026. And again, much of the same. This is just for maintenance services for street light and traffic signal maintenance throughout the city. Okay, so that concludes the openings for the rates for electrical maintenance throughout the city. We'll review, the engineering department will review the rates and then come back at a later meeting with a recommendation for services.
Thank you, sir.
President?
Yes.
I don't know, do we have to, and this is Attorney Morgan, do we have to state the rate for record? Or are we able to just enter in the documents? I know we said the name of the companies that submitted.
So,
It's a bunch of different rates, but I want to make sure.
Is the plan for us to accept these rates right now, or to take it back and review?
Take it back and review.
Okay, we should do it. He doesn't have to read them all now. We should take it back and review. We should also, with that many, it looks like about 50 different things. We should post it on the website, I think, so there is transparency.
Yeah, this will all be
allowed
public
to-
information.
Yeah. And if maybe at the next meeting, if anybody wants a copy, we could bring a few extra copies.
And then we'll even have them available at the end of the meeting too, if anyone in the audience wants to take a look at them as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be sufficient. Thank you.
Answer your questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
To the Public Works.
Mr. President, the next correspondence we have is via the Public Works Department. This is for residential handicap parking sign renewals. The following have been reviewed, and the following residents have presented applications for renewal for disabled parking signs. 3985 Adams Street, 305 Arthur Street. At this time, all submitted documentation has been verified and required fees will be paid upon approval. I move to approve the said two addresses for renewal parking signs.
It's a motion to approve residential handicap parking renewals. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Discussion on this motion. Roll call for approval, please.
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Self?
Yes.
President votes 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, handicap parking renewals for 3985 Adams and 305 Arthur Street have been approved.
Mr. President, the next correspondence is also by the Public Works Department for residential handicap parking sign new. The following residents have presented applications for new residential disabled parking signage: 4855 Madison Street, 2464 Massachusetts Street. All submitted documentation has been verified and required fees paid upon approval. I move to approve the residential handicap parking sign new.
So a motion on the floor to approve handicap parking signs new. May I have a second? It's been moved, properly second. Any discussion on this matter? Roll call for approval, please.
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Out? Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan? Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, the handicap parking sign new for 4855 Madison and 2464 Massachusetts Street in Gary have been approved.
Next, Mr. President, we have correspondence from the Law Department. The first of which is acquisition of some right-of-way on, it's part of the US 12 project near 15th and MLK, I believe. We'll be acquiring a total of 76.34 square feet, which is part of the lot that's located at 516 West 4th Avenue in Gary, Indiana. And mind you, this project goes from, maybe a discussion we can have with the city engineer, say how far the project extends so I don't get it wrong. But anyway, this would just approve and authorize us acquiring this right of way, which is, like I said, is a 76.34 square feet. So with that, I move that we approve this property acquisition in relation to the project with NDOT for US 20. I'm sorry, US 12, not 20.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the product between the city of Gary and the state of Indiana.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Discussion on the motion.
Mr. President, maybe we could talk about this in detail outside of the meeting, but the way the contract is written, it's as if NDOT is purchasing the land from us.
So NDOT is, we got a grant from NDOT to fund this program, so really it is.
Okay.
But we're the local agency that's making the project happen.
That's a different project.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, this is why I wanted you to talk about it.
Mr. Wilson,
Stephen?
Okay.
Okay, and then before you speak, sorry, the other question I had is, do we have an appraisal? Because I didn't see a
Yeah,
copy
all
of
that
the
is,
appraisal. Okay.
they'll both speak to it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so like they, in their uniform offer, like they got appraisals before they made the offer to us. And this is for the US 1220 project, and it includes 4th and 5th Avenue. That's why they need to acquire these parcels. Like the 73 acres that Attorney Morgan mentioned, part of those were owned by redevelopment, and that's already been approved. So this last parcel was owned by the city of Gary. And I also included a resolution a bit at the last minute. It's just the same thing, basically makes the same motion, Carla. I'm sorry, Attorney Morgan already presented to you guys. I just want you guys to sign that at the meeting, at this meeting as well, just so I can give that back to the NDOT rep. Once we approve the project, just authorize President Suggs to sign the special warranty deed that was included. But if there were any other questions, yeah, I can answer those too. Or,
okay. Yeah, Mr. Engineer, can you go ahead and expound on the actual project?
So this is a NDOT project. The limits for this project is both 4th and 5th Avenue between Bridge Street and I-65. This is NDOT coming through usually every 10 years to resurface their roads. Why we're involved in this is because within their limits of right-of-way, they need to do some pavement improvements, and so they need additional right-of-way in order to conduct their work. There's like no construction going on behind like the sidewalk or anything, but this is just purely a resurfacing project. This is them going through their preliminary engineering for an estimated construction date of spring of 2027. Again, this is just, them doing their paperwork. They still have to get through their design in order to go out to bid in early 2027 for the project. So I don't want to speak on behalf of them and saying that this is a project that will happen in 2027. They're just doing their due diligence now in order to prepare for such a project.
Mr. President, I had a follow-up question. So in relation to this project, you said Bridge Street and I-65. So is that entire section?
Yep.
And I guess my question is around road closures, because sometimes these projects take a long time. So are we going to perform that in sections? And I just want to make sure the city has a hand in that, obviously, because this is a busy street and, we don't want to.
Yeah, they have, they reach out to emergency response, different department heads. They've been in communication with us. They will continue to. This is a state project. We'll be able to give input. And I can't speak on the last time. I know that it happened in 2015 or either between 2013 or 2015 when it was last resurfaced. But there were no full closures for the state road improvement project. Just lane restriction.
Partial lane closures.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say for the public and for our board that I hope that we're very strict about timelines and road closures, because quite frankly, in other cities in the surrounding areas, they're very timely with their completions and they notify their residents. But I think in Gary sometimes things get delayed, and so I just want to make sure we're on top of that. And then I just want to confirm, you said that there will be no sidewalk construction. This is only the roads.
Yeah, this is only pavement. NDOT is only responsible for improvements to pavement in between curb to curb.
Thank you.
Additional discussion on this matter? May we have roll call, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, the motion carries.
Next, Mr. President, we have a professional services contract with HR Pro. They're located at 1025 North Campbell Road in Michigan
City.
Royal Oak, Michigan.
Yes.
Okay, so the scope of services are that they are gonna provide services related to the administration of retiree life, accidental, and dismemberment insurance premiums, as further described in Exhibit 3, which is attached. The amount not to exceed for this contract is $9,600. The term of the contract is from the effective date, which would be today, through March 31st of 2027. So with that, I move that we approve this professional services contract with HR Pro for not to exceed $9,600 to help manage retiree insurance.
There is a motion on the floor between the City of Gary and HR Pro, not to exceed $9,600. May I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Been moved, properly second. Discussion on this issue. May we go to roll call, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, the professional service contract between the City of Gary and HR Pro has been approved.
Okay. Next, Mr. President, we have a professional services contract with Ish Muhammad, who's an artist that we're hoping to contract to design and create a mural on the overpass at 2000 East 5th Avenue in Gary. The services will be, he'll do up to 3 designs. He'll provide supplies, paint, and equipment to prepare the mural. This contract includes artist, travel, lodging, meals, and insurance, which is more particularly described in Exhibit 2. The amount not to exceed is $32,349.94. This is part of a larger project for which we've approved other contracts to sandblast that bridge and get it prepared for the mural. And we've worked with the artist Ish Muhammad before. He's done excellent work for us in surrounding cities. So with that, I move that we approve this contract for professional services with Ish Muhammad for $32,394.95, which is a not to exceed number.
There's a motion on the floor to approve a professional services contract between the city of Gary and artist Ish Muhammad to provide a mural on US 1220. May I have a second, please?
Second.
It's been moved properly second. Any discussion on this motion?
Yes, Mr. President, just for clarification too, the mural is not physically on the bridge, but on the two concrete barriers that support the bridge to the right and left, north and south areas, as depicted in the picture that's attached to the packet for public consumption. But also too, that, as you know, that there's no QC-12 attached because this is fully funded via the Legacy Foundation grant. Attached is also that legacy document that specifically is attached to the mural portion, which comes out of the same funds that supported other murals in the past. So those two documents go together. In the last meeting, we did not have the exact cost for Ish's portion of the full project, as Attorney Morgan indicated, with the bridge painting and things of that sort. So this is the final portion of that. I'm sorry, not the final portion. We still have to do the traffic control, but this is the pretty much the second to last portion that we will need. The final pieces once Mr. Allen is able to get the traffic control costs from NDOT, then that will be the final step for the entire project.
And I see that the north and south wall of this bridge foundation are the walls that are included in this project. And there's a date to be completed by October 31st, I believe, of this year.
That is correct. It's pending in the weather. We believe we gave enough time for weather, delays or anything like that.
Yes.
As well as the first phase of the project, which is the sandblasting and painting the actual bridge, the signage that will go on the bridge, as well as this mural can happen simultaneously if need to be, because they won't affect each other.
Any additional discussion on this? May we have roll call, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, the contract for artistic services between the city of Gary and artist Ish Muhammad has been approved.
Next, Mr. President, we have a contract for professional services with Wheeler Social Impact. Is my mic on? Yeah, I guess it is. Mr. Wheeler will provide consulting services related to design. Well, he'll design, implement, and develop. Reading that backwards, but the City of Gary's KPI pilot initiative. The initiative will focus on 4 pilot departments: Human Resources, the 311 Resident Service Center, the Building Department, Permitting and Inspections, and Public Works Illegal Dumping Operations. The services are more fully described in Exhibit 3. The term of the contract is from the effective date, which will be today, through December 31st, 2026. The compensation is not to exceed $24,000. Mr. Wheeler has actually provided extensive services for the city in the past on a volunteer basis, and he's helped this administration quite a bit. So we know he does excellent work. With that, I move that we approve this contract for professional services with Wheeler Social Impact, LLC, for an amount not to exceed $24,000.
There is a motion on the floor for a contract for professional services between the city of Gary and Wheeler Social Impact, LLC, not to exceed $24,000. Is there a second on this motion?
Second.
Been moved properly second. Any discussion on the motion?
I believe this question is for our chief of staff, but could you, for me and the public, explain more about the KPI pilot initiative?
Yes, just to simply put, it's KPI stands for Key Practice Indicators. What Mr. Wheeler has been charged with by Mayor is to go through the process of helping each department identify those KPIs that will be measured, tracked, and produce outcomes for. So, for example, we may have the department measure, for HR, they measure, turnover rate. If that's one of the KPIs identified, then that will be tracked over a period of time to make sure that we are actually measuring success and what success looks like. And it'll be identified for each department, addressed, and then also ensure that we have plans that focus on those KPIs throughout the year and the following years thereafter.
Any additional information? May we have roll call, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 5 yes and 0 against, the contract for professional services between the City of Gary and Wheeler Social Impact LLC has been approved, not to exceed $24,000.
Okay. Next, Mr. President, we have a professional services contract with DataMade, which is a software company located at 2045 West Grand Avenue in Chicago. The services that they will provide, they agree to design and provide software for the City of Gary's property disposal program. The services include digitizing and our inventory of property, and they'll operationalize our land and disposal programs. So they're gonna look at what we have, build software that complements what we have. Other cities have done this to help sell properties essentially. So we need to do this efficiently, and they have experience and capability to help us do that. So with that, this contract is for not to exceed $27,000. The term of the contract is from today through April 15, 2027. And with that, I move that we approve this contract with DataMade for an amount not to exceed $27,000.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the contract for digital services between the City of Gary and DataMade. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Discussion on the motion.
Mr. President?
Yes, please.
I don't know where the sourcing of the funds would come from this project. It was not.
This is, I believe, again, I don't know either, but but I know this is an initiative that redevelopment had been researching on behalf of the mayor for quite some time. Attorney Jenkins, do you have any insight for us?
Yeah, so I pretty much don't know where it's being funded from either. I think it was kind of a last minute. It's a very critical contract that we wanted to pass to meet certain deadlines. I'm asking, I guess, if we can approve it without the QC40 today or pending the QC40, because I know it'll be forthcoming, but I think it just kind of, I drafted the contract literally yesterday. I just know that there was not a QC740 at that time, but didn't know where to get it at the time.
My recollection is that it's been brewing for a while. I think it was pulled from our agenda, maybe in the last month.
It never made the agenda.
Okay.
We just drafted the contract.
Yeah, but the financial part, I don't know. So I'm gonna go back to my first answer. I don't know, but we could amend the motion to approve it pending the QC40 identifying the funding source.
There's a motion to amend.
So that the approval be conditional pending
Pending the-
receipt of the QC40 that identifies the funding source for the $27,000.
Can I submit a motion to table it until we get the funding source identified? Because I also had a follow-up question just about the project in itself. So I saw that, Attorney Morgan let us know that the contract is going to end April 27th. So as far
Next
as
year, does it say?
April 27th?
Should be 2027, yeah.
Yeah.
April.
So,
Not 27th, April of 27th.
oh, yeah, 2027. I should have said the full year. So are we expecting for them to maintain the software or anything outside of
That's
that?
that's
Okay.
in the scope. And
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
So prior to, we had a table motion out, and I didn't hear a second.
Well, I
I mean,
guess
not
there needs
table,
to be
but to-
to approve it
To
pending, which means that if we don't receive that, then it's the same as us having denied the contract.
And I didn't hear any follow-up from the board members on that, so.
I guess a follow-up question, if we did just table it to next week, is that
I don't know
going
if the
to hinder
downwind
us?
effect. I just know
Okay.
that it went back up to
Okay.
the boss. And
So I'll go ahead and jump out there. My recommendation is just that if this is the only the QC 40, and I know we have made it very clear we can't approve, but if this is the only stipulation, we go ahead and proceed. I do know that understanding that time is of the essence in regards to building the software. I'm not a software person or a software engineer guy, but nonetheless, understanding the deadline to use this to dispose of properties is time sensitive. I understanding that if we go forth with Attorney Morgan's stipulation, that it'll automatically be denied if the fund's not there, then I wouldn't necessarily say it's a huge lift. We just have to continue to stress that these are the exceptions to the rule and not common practice as we transition. So I totally get Controller Beck's need to make sure that the fund is there 100%. So, but legally, I think we've done it in the past, and so we're just trying to make sure we get to best practices as opposed to common practice.
We know that's the practice we've been trying hard to get away from, of approving things contingent upon usually the QC 40. So I'm gonna leave my motion as it is. It never got a second.
I was just gonna ask Chief of Staff, was that a second?
Sure, second, sorry.
I know we keep going back and forth. I just feel that it puts us in a situation where this can come up again to say, oh, it's the time of the essence. And this doesn't seem like it can't wait.
We had those
for a
conversations
week.
yesterday.
We did.
Right. So, whatever the pleasure of the board is.
Yeah.
I just know there's been discussion on this particular contract. I don't have the funding source. It's not an initiative from the law department. Yeah. And say your name and title.
Kamisha Bell, project administrator. I am part of this project with Chris Harris, and I just want to say that it's really important to the mayor that this project keeps moving, and DataMate is crucial for this process. And we have a deadline. He wants to announce it at the State of the City, but we can't keep moving if DataMate does not have a contract. And that's all I know. I do not know the funding source. But I will connect with Chris Harris as soon as I can, because he is the point person on this project, and make sure that we have a QC 40 by Wednesday next week, if that helps.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any additional discussion on the motion? May we have roll call, please?
Member Beck?
Abstain.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 yes and 1 abstention.
With a vote of 4 yes and 1 abstention, the motion carries pending the submission of a QC 40.
Okay. Next, Mr. President, we have a professional services contract with Porter & Clark. They're an architectural firm. This is actually an amendment to the existing contract. This is for services in relation to the construction of the property located at 2196 to 2160 Washington Street. The original contract was for $169,000 even. There's been a change requiring an additional increase of $10,410, which is less than 20% of the original contract amount. Therefore, the original contract is hereby amended to read as follows. The compensation due under this contract shall increase from $169 even, $179,410. The QC 40 is attached. And with that, I move that we approve this change order. Increase the contract for an amount of $10,410.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the amended contract with the City of Gary and Corrigan, Clark and Associates for an amount of $10,410. Is there a second for the motion?
Second.
Move properly second. Discussion on the motion, please. Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
Vice President Dumas? President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 yes and 0 no.
With a vote of 4 yes and 0 against, the first amended contract between the City of Gary and Cordigan, Clark and Associates has been approved.
Next, Mr. President, we have another professional service contract with Franklin Pest Solutions to provide pest control services for the City of Gary Fire Department at specified locations. The amount not to exceed is $21,284. Contractor must submit payment, invoices for payment and comply with the other city's other terms. The contract will be effective from today and expiring on April 1st, 2028. So, then exhibit. So approximately 9 fire station locations are listed in the attachment where these services will be provided. So with that, I move that we approve this contract with Franklin Pest Solutions to provide pest control services for the Gary Fire Department for an amount not to exceed $21,284. They will provide these services for the next 2 years.
There is a motion on the floor for contract for pest control services between the City of Gary and Franklin Pest Solutions. May I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Been moved, properly second. Discussion on the motion. May we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 4 yes and 0 against, the contract for pest control services between the City of Gary and Franklin Pest Solutions has been approved.
Mr. President, that concludes correspondence from the Law Department.
Thank you. Let's move on our agenda back to item 4, claims. Ms. Beck, would you? The claims.
Thank you.
Board and public, I am going to read off the claims to be paid on April 17th, 2026. From the general fund, $92,168.86. From our special revenue fund, $122,879.88. From other banks, we have claims of $110,566.94. for total claims to be paid of $325,615.68. I give a motion that we accept these claims.
There's a motion on the floor to approve claims payable April 17th, 2026.
Second.
It's been properly second. Discussion on the motion. May we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 4 yes and 0 against, the motion to pay claims April 17th, 2026 has been approved.
Mr. President, I also have a ratification of claims paid as well. And this is from the general fund for a total amount of $917.92. I move to motion that we accept the claims.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor that has been moved and properly second to approve the ratification of claims. Discussion on the motion. Roll call for approval, please.
Member Beck?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, vote is 4 yes, 0 no.
With a vote of 4 yes and 0 against, the motion to pay ratification of claims has been approved. Let's move on back to our agenda to item number 6, which is unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that needs to go before the board today? Item number 7, new business. Is there any new business? I don't see a sign-up sheet in front of me, but I would like to open the floor if anyone wants to make a statement to the board today. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
been moved and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your attendance.
The city of Gary is on the move. On April 28th, Mayor Eddie D. Melton will share our accomplishments, the obstacles we've overcome,